Alrighty, and welcome back to another week of the Try Map with me, SuperCoach Guns. Uh, Quickly before I get into it, I want to thank the SuperCoach Hub for giving me a platform to do this, and for Wiki, who is supporting the Try Map and the project that it is throughout the 2025 NRL season. I highly recommend giving their website a look. You will find some excellent data-driven insights uh, for your sports betting plays, if that is your proclivity. Now, let's have a look at the fixtures this week and the matchups that look interesting. Let's start with the Dragons and the Seagulls. So, the Dragons, you can see here in this line, um, they're scoring a lot with Tua Pilotu on that left wing, but he is out, of course, with that hamstring injury. So, what does this mean? Um, it'll mean that Matt Feeney comes onto the left wing, I believe, and then you're going to get Sloan staying on the right. But I don't know if, as long as they've practiced this week, that backline move, that sweep play that they like, it should just continue on. I mean, it's not going to be as perfect as what it was with Tuipulotu, but it's going to be pretty close to it. So Fine, pretty solid shout there. He'll have a good matchup, I believe. But let's look at the defense of the Manly Warringah Seagulls. So what's interesting is they don't actually concede all that much to left wingers. So that's something interesting. But of course, St George do love that sweep play, so I still back Fine to score. Now, on that right wing, however, is where the matchup truly lies. As you can see there, 7 tries in 6 games, conceded 2 right wingers. It is definitely possible that it's Tyrell Sloan's day out, potentially. I would back him to score in this one. I back both wingers. It's a bit commonplace to say that, I know, but it's just what I'm thinking. Now, you'll notice down here, St George are conceding a fair bit in the middle, so fullback and middle forwards. So the fullback in this one is Lehigh Hopewadi. I don't mind him for an anytime play. Oh, we just deleted the cell. That's not good. And then middle forwards, I mean, Ethan Bullimore is typically the one you go for a forward anytime try scorer. When you go here, Manly, they're attacking well with their middle forwards, but they're also attacking fairly well with Garrick. Now, he does have 4 tries in one game, and that makes up 80% of his total tries for the season. So, I don't know how much you want to read into that statistic, but for me, I like the left side more consistently. So that'd be the side I target. So that's your Faulalos and Coolers and Ben Trebojevic, I suppose. But no, for me, I'm thinking Bullimore and I'm thinking the 2 Dragons wingers personally. The next game we've got here is the Dogs and the Rabbitohs. Now, the Dogs, they're attacking unbelievably well through the middle, and South Sydney, although Alex Johnson's out, are attacking well on the left wing. So middle forwards on the left wing. Okay. Now you can see here for South Sydney that they actually defended really well against left wingers, against the middle forward, but they're not defending well against right wingers, which is Jacob Carraz. So if you're buying Jacob Carraz in Supercoach this week, there might be something there. There might be something there for him. And the Dogs, well, they're defending well everywhere except the left wing, which is where Souths typically like to attack. So I'm backing the left winger in this one to score, and we're just going to verify who that is. You'd think I would have prepped that beforehand, but no. No, I haven't. That's Campbell Graham, I believe. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. It could be Campbell Graham, it could be Isaiah Tass. I'd back Campbell Graham in to play on the left wing. I think they're going to want a good left winger. They're going to want to expose that matchup. That looks like a really good matchup for me. And yeah, I'm excited. I think Campbell Graham and I think Jacob Carraz for me, those 2 wingers. Typically, they're set. Well, I mean, Carraz has only played wing this year. And Campbell Graham's played a bit of centre, so you might be able to get some good value somewhere for that. And you know where you can find the easiest place to see all betting odds on players? Wiki. Go to Wiki. Wiki.ai, I think is the website address, but you should be able to find it. All right. Finns and the Storms. Now, the Storm are an attacking juggernaut. As you can see, Pappy scored 5 tries. The middle forwards have scored 5 tries. Each winger has scored over 5 tries, with the right wing scoring 6, and the right centre scored 3 tries as well. So they are an attacking juggernaut. Now, when you look at what they're up against here in the Dolphins' defence, I'm immediately thinking Fa'alongo. I'm immediately thinking Sua Fa'alongo, anytime try scorer. Grant Anderson's going to play right centre with Fa'alongo on the right wing. No tries to fullback, which is interesting, but something to think about. I reckon it could be Pappenhausen's night. And then on the flip side of things, the Dolphins, well, they're attacking with Jermaine Asako, the hammer, and Lemuelu slash Gilbert. But I think it's mainly Lemuelu that's scoring the tries. Now, Melbourne are conceding a fair bit on the right wing. So Asako and Pappenhausen, with a sprinkling of Fa'alongo, would be my favourite. Same game, multi. But, you know, for Supercoach, Pappenhausen captain, in my opinion. With the amount of tries they're scoring and the Dolphins' defence is conceding 3.5 tries a game, which is around average, but no, Melbourne Storm are too good for them. I reckon they'll put 50 on. There you go. The Warriors and the Broncos, hey? Let's look at the Warriors. So they didn't have a great week in attack last week. They scored 3 tries, but they were steamrolled to the point where they were just absolutely done, like, cooked last week in the second half. They did, I think, win the second half, but it was because the intensity was gone from Melbourne. They just dropped off. Um, Now, the Warriors, they're attacking a fair bit with their right centre, which I think is Leah Tower this week. Uh, and then, periodically, the left second rower, which I think was Kurt Capewell, but is now Lika Halasima, and Luke Metcalf at the right half position. So I wouldn't mind having a go at Lika Halasima. I understand there is only one try conceded to left second rowers by Brisbane, but like, look at that, 7 tries in 6 games on that. 8 tries in 6 games on that left edge. I feel like there's some joy, particularly with with backline players out this week. I feel like it's just going to be direct football, power game, and that plays into the hands of second rowers. So for the Broncos, of course, they're attacking well on their left edge. You've got Jesse Arthurs, you've got Selwyn Cobbo, you've got Yahimat Shibasaki. Corey Pakes are scoring a few too. But where are the Warriors conceding? They're conceding in the middle. They're conceding on the wings. So it's a bit of a boring play, but I quite like Selwyn Cobbo and Halasima in this one. And if you're really hopeful, you might be able to have a crack at Payne Haas, maybe. Because the Broncos, they're scoring all right in the middle. So there's probably a middle forward try, but I don't know who it's to. Now, next game we've got here at 7:35 on Saturday is Penrith and the Chooks. Now, Penrith, their attack's been rubbish, but they always seem to have a try on the left edge every game, at least. More often than not, two. And it typically come from uh, Jenkins, who's the left winger, and Casey McLean, who's the left centre. Even though Casey McLean's glue hands, Jenkins gets ball. Now, in defence, the Roosters, they're conceding just under 2 tries a game there. Obviously, a few to the left half, which is Blaze Talangi. I quite like Blaze Talangi for an anytime score here, personally, but also Tom Jenkins. And I am aware that the right winger has scored a fair bit, but, you know, what's Penrith done? Actually, it's a good matchup. I'm going to take Blaze Talangi out, and I'm going to put Alamotti in. So the two wingers are my nice favourite matchups this week. And then for the Roosters, of course, you've got left centre and right wing. So Marky Mark and Dominic Young. Also, Sandon Smith, not a bad shout. Penrith are leaky to fullbacks and left wingers. Tedesco yet to score this season. I think Saturday night is his night. So let's go Tedesco. Let's go. I'm going to say it. Marky Mark. Tedesco, Marky Mark in this one with a sprinkle of an Alamotti potentially. Sunday, 5:30. Is that right? No. Sunday, 2:00. My apologies. Titans and the Raiders. So, if we go to the Titans here, good attack on the right wing. Solid attack at left half, and not great on the left centre. That should be red. That should be red, but it's not right now. And then defensively, you look at the Raiders. They're conceding a bit to left wingers. They're conceding a bit to right centres. Otherwise, they're pretty solid. So, what does this mean? I'm thinking, I'm thinking that it should be near enough where AJ Brimson might be able to cross for his fifth try of the season, but at the same time, I don't mind the idea of Phillips Army going over. And then, by consequence, the Raiders' attack is really flowing on the left edge and the right edge, to be honest. Um, to the point where if you have a look at the Titans' defense, I don't mind Savage for a try. I don't mind that should be in red as well. I don't mind Chris for a try, and I don't mind Tamale. I get that this has a solid matchup, but Canberra's doing okay, so you might get a try there. But for me, and you know what? Maybe I'm going to change my opinion on the fly. Um, Tarpany's been on a hot run. Maybe it continues, and you get Tarpany try. That would be back-to-back weeks. That'd be something. So might be worth a look. Might be worth a look. Then you go to 4:05 on Sunday. It's the Knights. It's the Sharks, and it is a dreadful attack from Newcastle, but a reasonably solid defence from Newcastle as well. You can see they're only conceding 2.8 tries a game. Technically speaking, it's the second best defence in the comp, but it's also the worst attack in the comp. So, what are you getting from that? It's going to be a bit of a slugfest this game. The Sharks are attacking well with their left centre and with Nickera and with their right winger. So, Hiroti, I like. Nickera, I like. Particularly when you look at Newcastle, they haven't conceded to left centres, I know. They certainly have conceded to right second rowers. And there's a bit of something for a middle forward there, Tom Hazelton, and Fanua Blake. Or is it Oregon Kafusi's time? Possibly none. Personally, I'm going Hiroti. I'm going Nickera. If not personally, if in my opinion, I'd go Hiroti and Nickera. But yeah, as I say, it's going to be a bit of a slugfest. If you're looking for Knights attack, I mean, Bradman Best is on for a solid matchup. 5 tries conceded to left centres. A reasonably poor defensive side there. 2 tries per game to the left side attacks, which is typically where Newcastle have scored tries, and that's evidence there. 6 tries in 5 games on the left edge, so might be worth a look. Might be worth a look. Now, Monday afternoon, Eels, Tigers. If we have a look at Parramatta, you can see they're scoring a few through the Fox. Otherwise, they're barely scoring. And the Tigers, well, they're barely conceding, except to the left wing. So Fox, I think he's already scored a try. There you go. And then but on the flip side, the Tigers, well, 5 tries scored by left wingers, 5 tries scored by right centres, and 7 tries scored by right wingers. When you look at Parramatta, 5 tries conceded to left wingers, 3 tries conceded to right centres, and 7 tries conceded to right wingers. Lock it in. It's going to be obviously Stafford Toa, Sonia Taruva, and the backline replacement himself, Luke Laululiti. So I'm going those blokes. If I was a betting man, I'm not, but they're the guys that the data says are pretty good odds to score. So there you go. For Supercoach, I would be targeting Adam Dooley. I understand there's only 1 try, but Luai might move to his more favourable left edge, or they'll just slot Dewey in on the left. But, they're not accommodating for Galvin anymore. So the attack changes. It's Luai's attack now. And I think that having Luai on the left is the best for everyone. Luai on both sides would be great, but have Luai play on the left, build a connection there. Have Dewey play on the right, keep feeding Toa and Taruva. And I think we're going to have it's going to be a good time of rugby league in Tigerland now that, well, maybe a good time in rugby league moving forward. As soon as Larchu Finu gets into this side, though, that's when things are going to get really fun. And particularly for Supercoach, considering it's 250k. But that's not this week. It's not the try map, although this has been the try map. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And if you want another copy to look at, it'll be on my social, SuperCoach Guns. I mean, tonight sometime. But yes, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And we'll be back next week.